Hey VC, Mick back here, this time with the black and white vinyl tag, thanks to Americana Sam. Let's get right underway. Let's start with a Big Daddy in vinyl folklore, and this highlights the power of the inseparable muses of black and white and mixes it with some cultural iconography in this shot. Maybe one of the greatest albums of all time, John Coltrane's A Love Supreme. So good that even the Impulse orange artwork managed to take second place. The power of black and white clearly shown through the lens. Okay, let's keep going. Let's make things a little bit freer. And this is Spiritual Unity. This comes in the opposite tone where it's all white with the black printing. This is on ESP disc. It's the Town Hall recording of Bells, Albert Ayler, Donald Ayler, Charles Tyler, Lewis Worrell and Sonny Murray on percussion, recorded live in 1965. This is out and maybe the very beginning of a genre, certainly one of the standing points, especially if you add in Ornette Coleman's free jazz and Spiritual Unity. Okay, something a little bit different. And this is the Music Universe Mune, featuring Ingrid, Carl Berger, Dave Holland, and a heap of friends. This double album was recorded at the Washington Square Peace Church, and it's called the Peace Church Concerts double LP. This one's on Trio Records. There we go. The stark gravity of the black and white image possibly makes this occasion darker than what it ever was. Let's leave the US and go to Japan, and this time with Kara Abe's More to Credit, a double album of free jazz, alto improvisation, produced by Yukio Kojima. This album is maybe the peak of Abe's powers, and there is quite a flicker of white through there, but it's essentially a dark image. Flip over to the UK, and this time with Matchless Recordings. We have Lou Gare and the percussionist Eddie Prevost, and the Am Collective, certainly a free jazz classic from a leading and inventory free jazz band. Flip over to Germany. Okay, we have Alexander von Schlippenbach, Peter Brotzmann, Michael Piltz, and Han Benek on Free Music Productions 100, The Living Music. The starkness of the picture shows it is indeed a living music. This is recorded in 1969 in Cologne. More UK free jazz, you say? Let's go with Lol Coxhill and handsome Steve Miller. No, not that handsome Steve Miller, but here we have Pit Pole on percussion, Richard Sinclair on bass, and things get free, a little bit proggy, certainly a lot of modal jazz there. Let's move into the 90s. Did jazz exist in the 90s? Oh yeah, you bet it did. particularly with Blowhole, with this, their double album called, you guessed it, A Love Extreme on Zabriskie Point Records. Obviously, A Love Extreme, a tribute to the John Coltrane classic. This is mainly live tracks, but certainly shows the nature of free jazz as it moved underground in the 90s. Let's make things a bit funkier. Let's get Leroy Vinegar in. Leroy Vinegar is a bass player, and this album is a bit of a free funk classic, according to me anyway. Barry Swig on the guitar and banjo doesn't really represent the record. It's actually Dwight Dickinson on the Rhodes piano, and they have a synth going through this. If you like Steve Reed, that kind of free funky jazz, Leroy Vinegar's for you. Once again, the optimization of the inseparable muses of black and white on the PBR International label. And as we get to the bottom of the selections, I thought I'd share Sun Ra and his Disco 3000 album from 1978 on the El Satin label. Sun Ra's possibly more out moments recorded here, and El Satin itself was always on black and white. And to finalize my 10 albums for Americana Sam's Black and White Thread, I present Joe McPhee. This was on Rora Tororo recordings out of Minneapolis. Now, Joe McPhee was famous for his Railroad Nation album. This is Joe on pocket trumpet, soprano, alto saxophone, recorded in 2003. So he is alive from the late 1960s and still going into the early 2000s in the free jazz scene. There's some texture to this paper here, and probably helps explain the relationship to black and white and what texture can add to that. Okay, thanks Americana Sam. That was a fun thread to go through and understand